up early this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, wake up. It's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet that life is all for living and love is all for giving. So this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day.
Very special morning it is. It's a wonderful Wednesday. That means my partner in crime, my co-host this morning. And actually, did we even sleep last night there? We have Brad Gilbert with us. Morning, Bradley.
Good morning, Becky.
Did I not see you last night?
Last night, yeah. Yeah.
Together again,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It was a quick night. It was a quick night, but a good night.
Good night. Yeah. All right, we're going to talk about that. In the house, we do have from our West Washington School Corporation, a beautiful part of our county. We have our own Kayla. Kayla, I'm going to let you introduce yourself and who you brought with you this morning.
Okay, well, I'm Kayla Siebold, and I teach English at West Washington, and I am the drama sponsor.
Oh, no drama this morning. Yeah. Drama.
And I have with me one of my seniors this year. I have Miss Chloe Gramlin.
Oh, hi, Chloe.
Hi.
As senior, you got that senioritis?
Oh, yeah. I've had senioritis for about 2 years now.
Yeah.
It is a real thing.
Probably the last time you saw Chloe, she was flying around the stage on Peter Pan.
Yes.
Were you Wendy?
Yes, I was. I was Wendy
You
in
look
our
like
last
the perfect
production.
Wendy, and you did such a
Thank
good
you.
job. I am so proud of you. That production, Brad, did we not talk about that forever afterwards? We couldn't, it was so, one of those that just, like one of those memories you'll never forget, and just how well it was.
Oh, absolutely. We'll never forget it. We've talked about it, almost every week since we've done it.
Literally, everybody in the audience, we wanted more. I mean, we just want to, can you redo it, do it again? I mean, I know that's a lot, you know what I mean?
Oh,
but
yeah.
You did such a good job. Was it fun flying around?
Oh, heck yeah. It wasn't scary at all. I just kind of let them pull me up in the air and swung around. It was, the best thing I've ever done. It was so fun.
I love that so much. That's the closest to flying you'll probably ever be, on your own.
I know,
like that, right?
Yeah, it was
cool.
so fun.
I'm a little jealous. Yeah. And I know Brad was one of the ones that were holding it, and I just want to say, Kayla, you have got wonderful patience, and I guess very brave to have Brad Gilbert back there holding that.
Yes.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
Brad rocked it. No,
Brad was awesome.
He understood the assignment.
They just welcomed me with open arms, and it was a great experience. And I would say that get involved. It was just a great kids. Kayla and the rest of them, they do a great job. So I loved it. I had a great time.
Whenever he went up, I was like, that's Brad. That's Brad. Yeah. I thought that was so cool, though.
Oh, yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah. We can talk about that in just a minute, but Bradley, let's thank our sponsors.
All right, we've got Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, American Sport Prosperity, Fox Purley Wealth Management, Fantastic Sam's, Leader One Financial, and Equal Housing Lender, and Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Minnie Gunn.
Yay, thank you to our great sponsors.
Yep.
And I do want to go ahead and go over, we had an election last night in the city of Salem. It was 4 precincts, Salem 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to go ahead and just go over the results, maybe for those that missed them yesterday.
Yeah, and this is the unofficial results. They will be official in 10 days when the election board meets and finalizes the results. So first we had for mayor for City of Salem, Justin Green, the Republican. He won re-election with 788 votes to Bill Ackerman's 254, and Tommy Brown III had 67 votes. And she kind of made history we talked about this last night, but we made history during the primary because it was an all-Republican primary, saved money on the ballots, and then the Democrats and Libertarians got that candidates. But this is the first time that we had a Libertarian candidate for mayor in the city of Salem and also for city council. So always good to just keep building on that. So Justin Green, the unofficial results is that he won re-election last night. City clerk treasurer, Sally Haddabaugh, the incumbent Republican, she got 826 votes, and Aaron Bontrager, the Democrat, got 276. So Sally Haddabaugh unofficially won re-election there. For City Council member at large, Roger Pennington, the Republican, he got 840 votes to Julie Thixton's 259. So he's not new to the city and doing things, but a political newcomer. So Roger Pennington was had the highest votes there. City Council District 1, Dan Lipkiv, the Republican, also incumbent, he got 169 votes to Billy Thompson's 55, the Democrat there. City Council District 2, Dylan Moore, the Republican, 164 votes. Paul Holzapfel, the Democrat, 74. And Tina Ransom, the Libertarian, she got 16 votes. City Council District 3, Steve Crane, Republican, 194 votes. To Mia Leonard, the Democrats, 100 votes. And City Council District 4, Randy Lee, the Republican, 225 votes. To Renee Mathers, 100 votes. So a couple of newcomers there. So,
there you go.
Yeah.
And some young, Dylan,
And some, some next, we're going with next generation, stuff like that. So that's good. And like I said, in 10 days, the election board will meet to make these official. There's no outstanding ballots. Stephanie Rocky, the clerk, there's no military outstanding ballots. There's no provisional ballots or anything. Everything is back and in, and so there's no more votes to count. So this should be certified quickly.
And then they will be sworn and back in. Some of them will be back in, so will be new in January.
Yeah, January 1st. So that's awesome.
All right, this is the 8th day of November. Today is Cook Something Bold Day. Anybody cooking? Do you guys, Kaylee, like to cook?
I do like to cook. It's one of my things I look forward to in the evening. I don't get to do a lot of it when we're in the middle of a play, but I do like to cook. Yeah.
Do you ever add bold stuff to it, some weird spices or something?
Yeah, I do like spicy food. I like spicy food a lot. And I recently found out that I like Indian food, probably within the last year and a half. So that's been kind of fun.
Yeah, I love that. What about you, Brad? I know Brad likes to cook.
Yeah, I like spicy. I like spicy. My favorite thing now is hot slaw, which is a take on just regular coleslaw, but you add jalapenos to it. Makes it hot slaw. It's really good. It's really good on a barbecue sandwich. Not that I'm advocating for that, but yeah. So spice is good. Bold,
Yeah.
Good.
Crying as you eat it each bite.
Yeah.
This is so good.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I kick mine up a notch. I put some different spices. I'm with you. I don't know that I've had a lot of Indian food, but I like some of the spices that we use.
Oh yeah. And a lot of it's really spicy.
Yeah.
So it's you gotta kind of hang on for it. It's good though.
All right, National Ample Time Day. I always say I left ample time for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm the world's worst.
I think everybody defines ample in a different way.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So
We've got ample time to get ready for this play, but it opens next week.
How would you use it, Brad?
I thought that amount of time would have been ample, but it was not.
Oh, look at that.
That's the story of my life. I mean, it's
that's like the Charlie Brown version.
I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people that try to get. We have a lot of meetings. I don't know if people understand this, but
I do.
Walmart has a lot of meetings
yes,
and a lot of Zoom calls, which is great.
Right.
But I try to get them in early in the week, and it normally, I've prepared, but it never fails that an extra meeting or 3 are dropped in, so my ample time goes away.
Sometimes you have to have a meeting for the meeting that you're going to meet with.
Those are the worst.
Right?
And then you have to have a meeting for the correction of errors for what went wrong in the meeting.
No, I'm like, there's so many I've really been in meetings that we're going to have a meeting about when we're going to meet to have the meeting.
To what we can talk about in the next meeting. Yeah.
No, so
that's the HR world right there.
Yeah.
You got to double check with the lawyers.
All right, National Cappuccino Day.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You like it?
No, I do not like coffee. I'm not a coffee person.
Chloe! It'll change. You're a senior in high school now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The day will come.
I can't take the aftertaste. It's, If I drink coffee, it has to be like creamer with a hint of coffee.
That's okay to start.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's the gateway.
It is
Oh,
that, yeah.
grasshopper, let me
Yeah.
teach you. Yeah. Well, that's okay. It's not bad, but, I'm like, oh, man, I'm over here trying to pick myself up.
Yeah.
Okay, but Kayla and Brad likes good cappuccino.
Oh, yeah, anything coffee.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Me too. National Dunce Day. I don't even think we say the dunce. Remember the dunce hats like on the cartoons and stuff? I don't think we do that anymore. Now, you are too young for this. Harvey Wallbanger Day. It's a drink.
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Brad knows.
drink, I know, yeah.
Oh.
I'm not too young.
You ever had a Harvey Wallbanger?
Nope.
I have. It was like a cool social
Yeah,
drink.
Yeah.
You had that. Yeah.
2 Harveys
Yeah.
over here. Okay, after 3 Harveys, you can't say Wallbanger.
That's how you know you're done.
That's right. Yeah, that's how. National Parents and Teachers. How important is that?
Oh, absolutely.
You just had parent-teacher conference, didn't you?
We did. The week after fall break, we
how
had
did that
parent-teacher
go? Did
conferences.
you have a lot of parents involved, I hope?
Yeah. I feel like we did have a lot of parents come out for parent-teacher
Good.
conference. We kind of keep a record and keep
Yeah.
track of everyone that we talked to that week.
Sure.
And that day. And I had a full sheet. I had to use the back with all the parents who came in to see me about their kiddos. So
Yeah.
that was good.
I love that. No, I think that's so, and I just can't say that enough, and I'm going to say it louder for the people in the back to hear, because it's so important to be involved. And I think we do that, as we do it so much like in elementary.
Mm-hmm.
And then middle school, we kind of start going into high school. It's like, every man for themselves. And it's not that, I don't think, I know parents, we got great parents. I just think sometimes they think that independence, but it's such a time in their life that there's so much going on, that it's nice to keep that relationship with the teacher for parents.
Absolutely.
And I just think that's so encouraging to get to know, and I always loved my girls' teachers and getting to know them. It was always a treat, and they're such a treasure to know.
Oh, absolutely. And, coming from extracurriculars too, my goodness, parents, we love having you helping out with extracurriculars. I know Chloe's dad over here, Mark, he has been fantastic for us with Drama Club. He is quite the construction man, and he, can build crazy things for us, and we need crazy things all the time.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. He's the jack of all trades.
Oh, that's awesome. Go Dad. Yeah.
By closet, she means a total room.
Yeah.
So,
I wasn't going to tell that.
So he
I was not going to tell that part until I got,
So the contract was
yeah,
signed, right?
yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Kayla, though, when you are talking, what you're doing, and we're going to talk about this, how valuable it is. I mean, when you have a parent like her dad.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, come on, that saves gobs of money.
We've been so blessed with the parents who are involved with our Drama Club kids. I have had parents in the past who've been super involved, and their kids have gone on and graduated, and part of me, there've been some that I said, why don't you have some more kids so you can still be involved? And they kind of shook their heads at me like, no, we're finished now. But right now we even have a parent group that Mary Ann Knapp runs, and that is such a godsend, because they take care of so many things for us. Getting our kids fed, making sure that we've got additional fundraisers happening, because our hands get tied up with the actual show, and they just really step in and make things happen from the sidelines, and it's such a blessing.
I agree, 100%. Well, I think that that's so valuable, and hats off. And I think it's kind of cool though when you and Kayla, you get this one group of parents, you're working with them, and then then there's graduation, they go on, and then you get a new set, and they have different talents.
Oh yes,
and
absolutely.
Different things to add to the table, and you're meeting. I love people, so I think that would be probably cool, and I think you do too, to get to meet and to hang out with some of these cool parents too.
Oh yes, I've met so many wonderful people through their kids.
Yeah,
it's been great.
Yeah, I love that. All right, National STEAM Day. We know that. What is it? Science, technology, engineering, arts, and math.
Yep.
Math. Yeah. Okay. Right. I should. It's like like a deer in headlights. World Piano Day. Anybody play the piano?
I do. I am learning this year with one of our teachers and co-directors. Her name is Hannah Ledgerwood. I also learned guitar from her, and I did choir with her, and I just joined pep band. So I've done a lot of the music stuff.
I love that. Oh, try everything. This is your time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Love that. All right. An X-ray day. I have a funny X-ray story, real quick. My daughter, I got them all little necklaces that swallow and with little A's on them. Well, one of my daughters, so it was bedtime, and bedtime's always one of those. Do we want to go to bed? So getting everybody wrangled, ready for bed. And one of my daughters, I'm not going to name names, but she said, I swallowed my necklace and my A, and I was like, there's no way, So I'm thinking she's just, kind of like just kind of just stalling for time to go to bed. So I'm like, really? So anyway, so she kept saying, I really swallowed it. Couldn't find it. We looked for it, couldn't find it. So I took her to the emergency room, and right there in her X-ray was her A, and it's right there. It's just right there in the A. So anyway, so this too
That's
shall
Sally
pass.
Sue.
Yeah, I know. So
She's my favorite
anyway,
for a reason.
I had a really big respect for X-rays and then I had to eat crow and tell her how sorry I was that I did not believe that. Yes. World Town Planning Day. Very important for communities to do planning and everybody working together. Some great plans, right?
Yeah.
For sure. And Brad, I want to make sure we get on yours. We've got big events coming up today.
Today, our first
You guys,
event.
this is like...
Yeah, our first
I'm
event.
excited.
So it's exciting. You can go at 3 p.m. You can go online, Walmart.com, and but Walmart Plus members, they get early access at noon. So we have in store on Friday. We're doing it 2 different events, 2 weeks apart. One starting today online, and then Friday in store. And we are going to do what's called a hard opening, meaning we're not gonna have lines or anything like that. When the store opens at 6 a.m., the sale starts. So, the earlier you get there, the better. So we got a lot of great things, electronics-wise, things like that. And then 2 weeks from Friday is going to be our big event. This is pretty big. If you go online, there's a lot of. If you need any type of electronics, there's some home things on there too. And one addition that we have this year that we're so very proud of is our event merchandise is eligible for home delivery. So, our .com business, we will not only deliver your groceries, but we'll deliver the event stuff too. So large item things we'll bring to your house. So you don't even have to get out and worry about that if you know the items you want. But we're going to do some things, some impromptu sales on Friday in the store. So 6 a.m. It's always fun when the HR guy gets there about 5, right? Because everyone's like, oh gosh, so it's an event. And then we're going to have some swag and stuff on for the big event for the day after Thanksgiving. So,
yay!
So starting Walmart Plus members today at noon, and then 3 p.m. for everyone else. So absolutely take advantage. It's going to be some good stuff.
And you will be closed on Thanksgiving.
We will be closed on Thanksgiving. Walmart has decided to do that, and again, so I think that makes sense and gives people time with their family and friends and things like that for that day. So.
Love that. Hey Siri, set me an alarm for 3 p.m. today.
I set your alarm for 3 p.m.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Don't mention it.
Okay,
So, yeah.
all systems go, right?
Yep.
Let the games begin.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you so much, Brad, for sharing that. Yeah, it's always a fun time of year.
It is.
And if you can get bargains, right, that's what it's all about. We love that. Saving money.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Kayla, let's jump in. And what do we got working on? And what do we got a week coming up here? I'm excited.
All right, yes. So we have been working on our fall production, which is a play called Puffs. And it is a parody about the Hufflepuffs at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry from the Harry Potter series.
Oh, how awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, kind of set the scene a little. Don't, I know you can't,
Oh, no, we won't reveal any of the
But what
special
okay,
things.
So, like the setting, like are we like going to be in
We are at the castle.
at the castle?
We are at the castle. It follows all 7 years that the book series follows, but instead of focusing on Harry, we are focused on some of the side characters from the House of Hufflepuff, which is kind of the forgotten house. If you know anything about Harry Potter, they're mentioned, but they do kind of maybe get snubbed a little bit here and there. And so they were there too while all of the famous events were happening.
Right.
So this chronicles what was going on with them during that time. And it focuses on a trio of students and their particular story.
Oh my goodness.
It's a wacky show too. I feel like I need to preface this with, this show is very wacky. Mm-hmm. It ran off Broadway for about 10 months, 8 to 10 months. And there is a filmed version that you can purchase on Amazon, but it is very campy, I guess is the feel for it. I've been telling the kids that it's a really long SNL sketch from beginning to end. It's that kind of vibe. Like, nothing is serious. Everyone is trying for a joke at all times, and it's just really goofy. It's definitely a comedy.
I love that so much. And do we not need that? I mean,
absolutely.
Right?
Everybody needs a good laugh.
I love, Kayla, when you bring us a comedy. That is fantastic. Because, I mean, everybody needs to laugh, and this is a good time, to do that, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's always a good time for
how did you
a
come
little
up with
humor.
this?
Well, okay, I'm a Potterhead from the beginning. Like, when I was in, I don't know, junior high, I guess, the books came out, and I just ate them up, and I grew up with those books, and grew up with the movies, and out at school, even once I became a teacher, they told me I could decorate my classroom however I wanted, and I said, Harry Potter, that's how I want my room to look. So I was excited about it from the beginning. Ever since I first heard that this show existed, it's kind of been something in the back of my mind. I thought, well, that would be really fun to do one day. And I got to talking to my other directors about it, and we just felt like we had the right group of kids who could handle something so wacky. And so this was just the year to go for it.
So in theater, I know, let's go back, I'm going to go back years ago, in theater, I knew, the Abbott and Costello, the straight man usually got paid more, because it was harder to keep that more than, than it was the other. But do you feel, and I guess, and you can help out too, Chloe, on this, do you feel that trying to make that delivery of that humor is harder? I mean, is that a lot harder than, than maybe a little drama there, I mean, right, we can all woe is me, but making sure you hit that mark when you're going to get that laugh, right?
Yeah, I mean, we always try our best to make people laugh. It is definitely hard at some points, because there's some jokes that some people may get, some people may not get, but it's always really good to hear the audience laugh at something you said. It's one of the best feelings in drama club. But yeah, there is a lot of pressure for us personally to make them laugh, not from our directors necessarily, but we want to make them laugh, and we have to work really hard at achieving that.
Right. Well, and if someone actually just goes off, we know that happens sometimes, just goes a little bit rogue and off the line, then that can make a delivery a little different, right?
Oh, absolutely. And with this particular show, the sound effects and the music that goes underneath it. It's not a musical. No one's singing anything, but it has all these sound effects and all of these musical cues that kind of just drive the show along. And so everything really has to be in sync to make this show work. And so, part of the humor doesn't even necessarily come from something that they said. It comes from the sound effect that goes with the action that they're doing, and they're doing something sort of serious, but then there's a funny sound that goes with it. And so it's very intricate, and you really have to make sure that the timing is just right. I mean, we've been doing parts of the show, be like, do it again. I think it's the least favorite thing to hear when we just spent 15 minutes running a section, and I'm like, okay, great, do it again. And I can feel their eyes roll.
I love
why, Mrs. Steele?
I'm a huge Kayla fan. I love that so much. Do it again. Not good enough. It's got to be just right. You know what I mean? I love that. But she's making you be the best you can be. And Kayla will be forever stuck in your head. When you become, on your own, and later in life, Kayla she'll be telling you things,
Yes.
Good. You're got a good mentor here.
I'm so glad she told me XYZ.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. You can. So let's talk about how many seniors do we have? What's our makeup of all this? And
Let's see. How many seniors do we have? Let's see. There's you and Gypsy and Graham.
Caitlin.
Sarah. Samantha. And that's in the show. And then we've got some seniors who are doing tech stuff. Well, Caitlin's doing tech. Addison.
I feel like
I'm
there's
trying.
more.
I
There's
feel
Riley.
Riley. We've got probably about 35 kids who are in this show.
Oh, wow.
And there's about 22 of them who are in the cast. And then on top of that, the rest are crew members who are doing all the crazy crew things that we have to do.
And they have a lot of fun. Those crew members behind the scene. I mean, those are the rock stars. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, they do have a lot of fun, and there's so much that goes into just making sure that everything's executed exactly just the way that it needs to be. I mean, Riley's doing something, I don't want to give this away because it's very funny, but poor Riley, she came to rehearsal and I made her do this one thing probably 4 or 5 times the other day, like at the end of rehearsal, and I think everyone was like, we just want to go home, and I'm like, no, this has to be exactly right.
But it is really funny. I won't say what it is, but like, it's really funny.
Can we hear, Kayla, is this okay? Do you give permission? Can we hear one of your lines? I mean, just one of your lines.
Oh man, I need to think of a good one here.
Well, there's one thing that your character says over and over again throughout the whole show.
We're wizards!
I love that. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, Chloe's character is goofy. I mean, everyone's goofy, but her character is special goofy. It's
like, I think my character is really fun to play because my character, she's like very giddy, she's very excited, but she's also like, I won't want to say nerdy, but like,
she's a little clueless.
A little. She's really clueless. She is really clueless, but she makes like these comments and it is so funny. She's always super happy, like clueless to half of the things that are going on. She's just really generally excited to be there. Like, she doesn't need to know what's going on. She's just excited at all times.
I love that. So this is a big difference because, when you played Wendy in Peter Pan, like, Wendy's a little more mature, you know what I mean? Kind of more mature. So this you can let loose a little bit more, right? Do you feel that? Or
yeah, I feel like it's really easy to have fun with this role because I get to, like, be happy and fun and giddy on stage, and I don't have to, like, be super serious or mature or like all those things, like have serious feelings. I can just be like funny the entire show, or like not serious. I don't have to worry about like, oh, don't smile. Like, I can smile most of the time and it's fine because of my character. It's so fun.
Right. And so when are our dates of this? This is going to be.
So we open on November 17th, and we run the 17th, 18th, and 19th.
Is that a Friday, Saturday?
It is. Yeah. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And we have evening performances on Saturday and Friday. They start at 7:30. And then on Sunday, we have an afternoon matinee that starts at 3. And all tickets are $10. And I do want to say that as fun and as wacky and as goofy as this show is, I would definitely say it's probably for ages 10 and up, just because the show goes really quickly, and there's a lot to catch, and there are some serious moments. Like, if you know Harry Potter, you know that people don't live to see the end of that series. So there are a few dark moments. So I would definitely say that it's for ages 10 and up. Yeah.
So we can go, right?
Yes, you two can come. You can handle it.
Well, and I'm thinking that, and some of that, go ahead.
No, I was going to say I was worried not about the dark moments. I was worried about you got to keep up, and I'm thinking, wait a minute.
Yeah.
It moves so fast.
Oh, yeah.
And I will say that if you are familiar with Harry Potter, there's going to be a lot more jokes that you're going to catch as it goes along. But even if you're not, I think that there's still plenty for you to laugh at throughout the show.
So I'm not and I just.
Oh, Brad,
I've not really,
Come on.
gotten involved with it. I mean,
Well,
I
you
don't
need
know.
to, you've got time
But-
now. Go
You
watch
do.
it.
You've got time to watch
So
the movie.
even as someone, no,
Oh, come on.
I
Just
know,
watch
I
it
know,
one
I'm
a
letting y'all
day and
down,
you're
but
fine.
but me coming, I will still enjoy it, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
there's still plenty of humor to be enjoyed, even if you're unfamiliar with it. But if you're a Potterhead like me, it's kind of a should not miss, because it is so funny. I mean, when I first got the script and I was just like flipping through it, I was laughing out loud just at the script, because it's just so funny and ridiculous.
Is it do you, like, on degree of difficulties, like doing this play, is it harder, or like, what's your degree of difficulties on this one?
Ooh, it's harder than I anticipated that it would be. I feel like musicals have this big wow factor, and everybody sees a musical like Peter Pan and you think, oh my goodness, that just was incredible. And they are, and there are definitely really difficult things about them, but there are some musicals lend themselves to being easier to memorize and kind of get that part of things down, because it's so much easier to put a song to memory than it is to put just lines to memory.
Right.
And with a musical, you've got, 75% of it that is going to be sung. This show runs about 110 minutes. There's no singing. There are, I think Addison counted it up, and I think there's actually 96 characters that are in this show, but we only have 22 actors playing those 96 characters. So some kids are 14 different people throughout
That's huge talent then.
throughout the show, and they're flip-flopping between this voice and that character, and
So if
they're
we see
doing
one
these.
person, we're not making. I mean, they possibly could see him again.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're doing a quick change. They're throwing a wig on. They're throwing a hat on to make themselves look different, and they're having to switch, and they're having to remember all these entrances and exits, and the pace is just so fast that I think this show may be one of the most challenging shows we've done. What do you think, Chloe?
I don't know. It's close up there. We've had some pretty hard shows before. It's close, but
Yeah, Chloe, this is your senior year. So what's been your favorite production you've done throughout your career?
oh man, that's a really hard question. I've been trying to think about that. Probably either when we did Willy Wonka or when we did Peter Pan last spring. I got to be really fun roles in both of those shows. Like in Peter Pan, I got to fly, and in Willy Wonka, I was Charlie. So I got to feel like the big, like I got to feel all of the good experiences, the fun, like parts of the shows. Like I got to fly, I got to run around stage and act like a 13-year-old boy. It's really hard to pick between those two. And of course, there's also Beauty and the Beast in the spring, so can't count that out as well.
And that'll be, you mean this coming?
Yes, this spring we're going to do Beauty and the Beast.
I thought it was coming around the riverbed.
Yeah.
I didn't. Okay.
We got to be front row for that.
Oh, but Brad, you might have to be backstage again.
Hey, anytime. And it's interesting to me, and I don't want to put Kayla on the spot or anything like this, but one thing with these kids, we always encourage people to try different things, but just having had the opportunity to be backstage and see, it doesn't matter. It's always great to see these kids that whatever their contribution is, the ones that are maybe have the starring role like Chloe, and things like that. Every kid feels important, and that whole atmosphere, and it's just such a cool thing to see. Whatever your contribution is, it's appreciated in this group, and it says a lot about Caitlin, her group, and the other kids that are just and it's a good problem to have, that you look back and Chloe has a hard time saying what her favorite production is because she's had such good experiences, and I think. I'm gonna look forward to this one, because even though I let you down, Kayla, I'm not a Harry Potter guy, but I may have to watch some movies to get ready.
There's
Yeah.
time
Your
to get
homework.
into Harry
So,
Potter.
yeah,
There's time.
But I think that's important, and it's one of those things that kids, and Kayla, I'll segue into that. You've had kids that didn't start in elementary school or junior high, but then in high school, they've come along and wanted to try something. How rewarding is that to see a kid like that maybe is excelling in sports, for example, or something else, and then come to you and just have a great experience?
Oh, it's great, because I think everyone should try theater. Find out. It's such a unique experience that doesn't really match up with a lot of other things. I'm a huge proponent of sports. I played sports myself when I was in school, and it's awesome. It's wonderful fun. All the team building things. It's great, and I think kids should all do that. But I think they should also get an experience with the arts and with theater too, because it has so much to offer as well, and things you just can't experience otherwise. You mentioned, Brad, that every person, whatever their contribution, it's appreciated. It's important. Even if you run out on stage for 2 seconds and you do one thing, we have to have the person to do that. There's no backup. And you have to, your part's important. And being able to perform in front of people, the confidence that gives you is just unmatched. And once you have that confidence, that's something that people can't take away from you. And few things offer the chance to build that confidence the way that theater does.
I agree. Well said. Very well said. Well, I noticed after Peter Pan, we stayed around and lingered. I'm using that because that was the last one I've been at, but I've been to other ones that you've done, and they're always just the best. But I noticed it, like talking with the behind the scenes, and every student and even parents, it was just cool. Like, did you see that? Did you see that part? I did this part. And it was so interesting to see the behind the scenes. It's like a family. I mean, everybody works together for that,
Yes.
And I love that, like, those working the lights, those working the sounds, those working the curtains, those working. I mean, everybody has got a job, and it's so important. And all those jobs are just as valuable as each one of them to make this production the best it is.
Yes.
And it was just fun afterwards, hanging out, talking and listening to, did you see I did this, or I'm this person, or, And it was just cool to see the excitement of them and know that they're a part of this. And I love that. And Kayla, you do a fantastic job with that.
Thank you. We have a great team out at West Washington, and we have such support from our administration too. I mean, we couldn't do what we do without their support, and all the other people, Sarah Burks and Hannah Ledgerwood, who are a part of our team throughout the year, and then Aaron Lewis coming in, and he helps us with the spring musical. Like, it's just such a team effort, and everybody's got their contribution that they're making, and everyone's just so important. We just need them all.
Right, I love that. As far as the, let me go back, Chloe, on you, on the, what got you involved? Did you start your freshman year, or did you start in middle school, or?
No, I started when I was in 5th grade with my first production of Annie with Mrs. Siebold. I got started mainly because of my sister. My sister, her name is Chelsea Gramlin. Well, Chelsea Murphy now, sorry.
She just got married.
Yeah, she just got married this year. She was in drama club with Mrs. Siebold for a while. I think she either started in junior high or her freshman year. I don't know for sure. Yeah. But I was like, you know what, this looks fun. I want to do this, because I came and watched her shows. And then when I learned that they needed orphans for Annie, so they were taking some elementary people, and I was like, you know what, I want to do this. So I started with Annie, and I've been hooked ever since. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is my 8th year with Mrs. Siebold.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Your name is some big productions. I mean,
yeah.
You really, to be a part,
Oh, yeah. It is so fun. Like, even starting in elementary school with Annie and the Wizard of Oz, like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was my second production, but
we wanted to be in that so bad.
It was great.
I know. Yeah, we love that. We had to go down the yellow brick road ourselves. We had to be what makes you, you know what I mean? Don't tell me anybody in that audience didn't want to go down that yellow brick road.
Oh, absolutely. That was a fun show. I can't believe it's been that long
I
ago
know.
that you were in elementary when we did that, Chloe.
I was in 6th grade.
It seems like just the other day.
Yeah.
It really does.
It does, for sure. Time flies when you're having fun, for sure. So, what's your plans for after school, or have you thought about any? Or
I want to go to IUS
Okay.
and just commute back and forth, and then I want to go to school to be an elementary school teacher. I'm slightly considering high school, but I'm more leaning towards elementary.
oh, I love that.
Yay, future educator right here.
Yay.
Do you wanna be a director?
Oh heck
And
yeah! Like I
drama
would
and
love to help out with drama. Like after I start working at school and stuff, like I'll definitely stay involved. Like drama's been a huge part of my life for a long time now, 8 years. But yeah, of course, I would love to be involved in any extracurricular I can when I become a teacher. Hopefully.
So I'm the guy that puts everybody on the spot. I'm sorry, Chloe. I know you, so it won't be so. It won't.
Yeah,
be
it's
so
okay.
bad. Yeah. So you said it's been a big part, and you've been involved for a long time, and it makes you want to come back and stay. So what about it? What are the things that you learned about yourself, and why that's? So it's great. I mean, people are listening, can't see. She's smiling the whole time talking about her experience, and I think that's important. So, what about it grabbed you?
I feel like as a whole, like it takes a lot of teamwork, and we built such good bonds with our cast members over the years, like with our new people and with the people that we've like had before in drama club. Like we've built such like strong bonds that it makes the whole thing like super fun, and we really are a family. Like I've been involved in other extracurriculars before, but I've never felt like more of a family bond than I do with drama club. It's awesome.
Love that. And as far as inspiring you to be a teacher, was that maybe Kayla helped out with that a little bit, or
Maybe a little bit, but I've always
maybe a little.
but I've always
We
been.
have to work with her, right? you don't want her to get too. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You go
I
ahead.
have always felt like an inclination, I guess. I've always loved working with children. Like even when I was still small myself, like maybe 8 or 9 years old, I started babysitting my cousins with my granny, and then I was like, you know what, it's really fun to work with kids. And I have always loved like developing bonds with elementary students, and for the past 2 years I have been helping out in a 4th grade classroom, and it's been so fun just getting to create a bond with these students, even if it's just for one class period a day. Like it is awesome to see how much of a bond like I make with these students. Like the students I had last year, they'll come up to me and say hi. I've had students come up and give me hugs. It's like one of the best feelings to know that I made, even if it's just a little bit of an impact on their life, and I've helped them learn some things, and it's just an amazing feeling.
I think you're going to be a
Yeah.
fantastic teacher.
Yep.
Yeah.
You are.
That's-
Stay focused.
yeah.
Chloe's going to be
stay
a
focused.
teacher. It's
Yeah,
decided.
That's going to be awesome. That's going to be wonderful. We can't wait to see what your career, I guess, holds for you one day. It's gonna be awesome though. So, do you have any other siblings that will be coming along that are younger than you?
Nope, I am the youngest. It's just me and my sister. My sister's 23, so 24. Sorry, she just had a birthday. She's so there's a little bit of an age gap between us, but no, I've never had any younger siblings.
The reason I'm asking that is because for Kayla to have,
That's right.
if her daddy can cook or not cook, but I mean can cut out things and do things,
Yeah,
Maybe he'll come back and help anyway.
I'm sure that if I called Mark up and said, Mark, I need your help, he would be more than willing to help us out
absolutely.
anytime. That's just the kind of guy he is.
All right, and we don't want to focus. Cause I don't want to confuse people. But we've got this one coming up, and we're going to give dates and times and everything. But then in the spring, we'll be having the Beauty and the Beast, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, that's our spring musical.
Okay.
Our setup usually is that we do a non-musical in the fall, and then springtime is when we're dedicated to a musical.
Do you have any new people coming out? Like, do you have any, like some of the seniors, are they first timers?
No, I don't think we have any first-time seniors for this production. But we do have a lot of 7th graders who have joined us for this production, and that's always fun to see. A lot of them are like Chloe. They got involved when they were in elementary, when we pull students up for various things. Some of them were Oompa Loompas, and some of them were some Lost Boys in Peter Pan last year. So they've moved up to 7th grade, and they're sticking with it. Now they're up here with the swim with the big fish, and they're involved really, really heavily now.
And as far as the you do the non-musical in the fall, and then what's the why is it easier to do or something, or what's the reason for that?
That's just kind of the format that I fell into. I would say that usually it is a little bit easier to do the non-musical in the fall for sets more than anything.
Oh, okay.
There's usually not a lot of scene changes in non-musicals. You can get with one set and stick with it, and we have more time to go into building a set for the musical when we do it in the spring. So that's really a huge contributing factor. And when I started doing this, I was still coaching volleyball and doing theater at the same time. And with volleyball season being in the fall, I was like, there's no way I can tackle a musical too during the same season. So we started off doing non-musicals in the fall and just kind of stuck with it.
No, awesome. I just wanted, there was curiosity.
Yeah.
And as far as getting ready for a character, Chloe, how do you get ready for your character? Do you have like a certain thing you do? Do you wear certain socks, like, or, good luck charm or something, or how do you get?
I kind of just like to channel the energy of my character, so like I try and make myself like all pumped up and really happy and excited for this character. Or I did the same thing for when I played Charlie in Willy Wonka, and then let's see. For Wendy, it was kind of be like, okay, gotta be a little bit more chill. Like, there's still a little bit of like, I'm still a little kid, but, like, I'm not, like, a super grown adult. It's kind of just more like, I just have to, like, focus on the personality of that character and kind of think about that more or less. And it also really helps to memorize your lines and your cues and stuff really early on, so you can more focus on your character's personality. But yeah, just kind of channeling their energy, I guess you could say, is what I like to do.
Do you get nervous?
Oh yeah, of course. Like, I get really bad stage fright. Like, I will go up on stage, and I opened one of our musicals one year, and it was really hard for me to not laugh, because when I get in front of people, like, my stage fright is to start, like, busting out laughing. So I have to try and tell myself, like, okay, chill out a little bit, like, it's okay. But after the first show, it really calms you down, because you're like, okay, I got this. There's people watching me, but it's fine. Like, if we mess up, they're most likely not going to know, because they don't know how the show's supposed to be. So after the first show, you kind of get the adrenaline going, and it calms down after the first show.
Awesome. Kayla, how often do you practice? How much practice do you do?
Oh, I practice these children to death.
How do you work them children?
We start off usually about 2 months before we open, and we'll go 3 days a week for a while, but the closer that we get to the show, it gets more intense. I think since fall break, we've been going Monday through Friday till 5 or 5:30 every single day. So I think there's been a couple of maybe days off in there, but not many. And then we've got a Saturday rehearsal coming up this Saturday that is all day. It's like super Saturday rehearsal.
Boy, those lockdown, whatever, you know what I mean?
It gets pretty intense the closer to Brad knows, like, you get close to that show, and man,
it's a good intense, though.
It is. It's fun.
Yeah,
and these kids are just awesome. They go to school all day long, and they just work hard there, and then they come to rehearsal and they work hard. And some of them are involved in other things too, and they're going to basketball practice, and they're working hard there. And these kids, they really are just troopers, and they're putting forth everything that they got, and I'm just so proud of them, because it's not for the faint of heart, not at all.
No, you're right. That's right. And how do you, Chloe? How do you learn your lines? I mean, what do you do? Would you have like a certain little secret you do?
I kind of just repeat them over and over. Sometimes it helps. Like, there's this website called Quizlet. You can make flashcards. So I know for Willy Wonka, I did it. I made flashcards of my lines. So I would have the line before, and then I would have my line on the other side. So I would read the line before and then be like, oh, I got to say this, and then just kind of study it that way. But I bring my script backstage, and I always look through my lines and look through when I'm supposed to come on, when I come off. But it's just a lot of just reading it over and over. But it's really easy. It's a lot easier when you get, I'm not going to say it's easy by any means, but you get on the stage and you start learning the blocking, like how you're moving around stage and stuff, and it's a lot easier to memorize it from that. Definitely for musicals as well, but yeah, just kind of repeat it over and over.
Kayla, how do you work with them with that? I mean, how do you, like somebody, let's say that Brad and I were your new students, and we need all the tips that you can give us. So how do you want us to, how would you suggest that we learn our lines?
Well, to start off with, definitely use your script. Like, we're going to hold it in our hand, and then we're going to learn our blocking holding the script in our hand. I think that muscle memory is so important, that, you know, you stand here during this scene and you deliver these lines in this spot, and then you're going to move and you're over here doing this at this point. So there's muscle memory involved. I know when I was in Chloe's position and when I still have to memorize things, I personally, a trick that I tell the kids, I don't know that a lot of them take me up on it, but I still do this. I just handwrite my lines over and over again. Over and over again, I handwrite them. And just that repetition. I think repetition is the biggest thing that you can do when you're getting ready for a show, which is why I'm always saying, great, do it again. So
one more time.
Yes.
Not really.
Yeah, one more time is usually 5 or 6 more times.
Yeah.
I love that. That's great. And Chloe, I mean, what does it mean to you? I mean, this is, you are really, I just can't believe how many of these really great plays that you're a part of, you know what I mean? And this is super excited, but then, like, you know, getting closer to graduation, I don't want to make it sad here for a minute, but, you know, but then closing out with Beauty and the Beast. I mean, talk about a finale, right?
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, I've
Well played.
Oh, yeah. I have loved Beauty and the Beast.
Who doesn't? I mean, who doesn't?
That's serious.
No, I don't think anybody dislikes that. I can't think of a person.
I can't imagine anybody not liking Beauty and the Beast. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I have always loved Beauty and the Beast since I was a little kid, so I was, like, totally rooting for this show. Like, I remember, like, I was talking to Mrs. Seabold and our other directors, and I was like, come on, Beauty and the Beast, please. I'm not the only one that was begging her, like, by any means, but, like, I'm pretty sure you've been begged by, like, other classes as well to do Beauty and the Beast.
I think that I've had children begging me to do Beauty and the Beast since when we did Annie, probably. Kids are like, let's do Beauty and the Beast. No, it's not right. It's not the year. Please, we can do it. We'll cast it for you. No, it's not the year. So it's been coming down the pike for a while. We just finally have what I think the right group that's going to make it work.
I love that. Love that. Well, and that's, you know, you speak of that, and maybe, you know, a lot of people aren't understanding. That's a big chemistry.
Yes, it is.
It's who you are. I mean, you really have to figure out, you know, who's going to be who's going to buy in and be a part.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to figure out what would be, you know, position, you know, what would they be better at, you know what I mean, and who would do this and is that all going through your mind?
Absolutely. You know, theater in schools in general tends to be very, very female heavy with participants. And we have some wonderful young men who are doing our shows now. Like, I am so proud of them.
Yes.
But that's always a factor is, you know, how many boys do we have who are going to be involved, and we can flesh out the show kind of around that. And Beauty and the Beast is a show that is, you have to have some really strong males who can really, really carry those vocal parts. And I'm excited to say that I think that we've got a lot to pull from these days. We've really been growing our program, and we've got a lot of young men who have some really strong voices, and we have some really great young ladies who have some really strong voices, and it's going to be hard to cast. And that is kind of one thing that I always think about. Like, if it's too easy to cast, do we really have the kids for it? And if it's hard to cast, that means we've got such a strong pool of people that I know we can do it.
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah. Well, and then of course we know that then you set your people up, you find the show, and then you have the cost of purchasing.
Yes.
is very expensive.
Yes, it is.
Did it go up just like everything else?
Yes, absolutely.
Boom.
You know, it's just kind of off the bat, $3,000 to do a musical.
Oh, get out.
It's a little less usually to do a non-musical, but then this particular show had a lot of additional costs because of all the sound effects that we had to purchase. So, I mean, altogether with that, our sound package, I think, ended up being $600. And then we purchased an audio program to run this sound package that was another $500. We'll be able to use that program in the future. So that was a smart thing to go ahead and purchase.
Yeah.
Yes. But, you know, before you know it, you've spent several $1,000s just making sure that a show can be executed.
Right. I don't think people realize that.
No, definitely not.
So like you have your so you know your cost of that and your overhead, and then your ticket sales, of course, will help. You know, for
absolutely,
each one
yes,
will help bring even that out. But still, that's why when you hear about fundraisers, it's so important to to get involved in those.
Oh yes, we're fundraising almost all the time. Our ticket sales are good, but they're not enough to support us on that alone by any means. So fundraisers, we're always looking for sponsors, people who want to donate, and we utilize it. It all goes back to the kids. It goes back to those royalties. It goes back to costuming and props. There are so many props in this show. I couldn't even tell you how much I've spent on props, because some of them are things you can't even make. Like sometimes you try and make things, but
like the Harry Potter. I mean, those are things you just don't usually have laying around the house.
No, and some of them are just so weird. And I'm trying to think of the weirdest one that I've had to get.
There's the chickens.
Oh yeah, we have rubber chickens. You can't just make those. You gotta buy those. What else is something weird that we have? We've got a giant stuffed dog. I got that from Bass Pro Shop the other day. I carried it around.
Did you really?
Oh, yes. I carried it around for like 2 hours because my husband was shopping for hunting stuff. So I'm carrying around this stuffed dog through the whole thing.
Oh, my goodness.
We don't even have a child with us. It was like this giant toy.
He wanted that teddy bear, right? Or wanted that stuffed dog.
A teddy bear is one of our props.
Wow.
We have owls that fall from the sky.
I was ask you if you got any owls.
Oh, yes. We've got owls that fall from the sky. One prop that I still haven't found it yet, or we're going to have to figure out a way to make it this week, is the Goblet of Fire.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's a huge cup with fire, and I haven't found a huge cup yet. So, if you have one out there, an old trophy that's shaped like a cup that you don't want, you can just call me up at West Washington Schools, and we'll figure out when I can pick that up from you.
I love that. Yeah. Well, that's everybody helping everybody. Yeah, and you have to ask sometimes, Kayla, because somebody might be.
Yes.
That,
yes. And I've had
the
kids have brought in
over there.
Yeah.
Kids have brought in stuff, and Logan, one of our juniors, he's bringing in a giant 8-ball that's like huge. Like that's a weird thing that we need, and
cool, though.
We have an inflatable pool toy that is huge. I don't want to say what it is because that kind of gives it away, but weird stuff. It's just so goofy. It really is just a really long SNL sketch. I
love that.
It's so goofy.
Yeah.
And again, Kayla, so if anybody wants to, if anybody can help Kayla out with any of those items. And then, of course, let's go back over the hours, time, and are your tickets on sale now?
No, we don't have any pre-sale tickets, but we're going to have performances on November 17th, 18th, and 19th. It's a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Our Friday and Saturday performances start at 7:30 in the evening, and our Sunday matinee starts at 3. All those tickets are $10 at the door, and it's in the multipurpose room out at West Washington, so you can come in door 17 on those days, and we'll open the doors about 30 minutes before show starts, and you can come in and find the best seat in the house and get ready to just laugh and laugh and laugh.
I think that's a good gift too. If you're looking for a gift for someone or something, and we all got more whatnots and we know what to do with. So that's a great gift. Grab somebody, take a friend, go
Absolutely.
come visit.
Yeah.
A fun time.
Fun way to spend an
Kayla,
evening.
you just always amaze me, and I love to hear what you've got going on. So I'm so excited to get to talk with you, and I'm very impressed with you over there, Chloe.
you.
I can't wait. I think you'll be, maybe elementary school teacher by day and actress by night.
Yeah, I guess
don't know.
so.
You know what I mean? You see what? Oh,
I don't know. We're training Chloe up to take my job. That's what
Oh, I don't know if I can take that big part. I don't know.
You always gotta have a succession plan, right?
That's right. You do. I'm gonna have to stop one day.
Try to get her exercise.
Maybe not. I don't really like to think about that, but
Well,
Yeah, let's not.
yeah, because Kayla, it'll be hard for you.
it will.
Yeah.
It will. I'll
got
probably be
Yeah.
rolling in my
Yeah.
wheelchair,
Oh,
going,
yeah.
"Do it again."
She's got a good
Do it
60 years.
One
Yeah,
more
she'll be
time.
in
One
Wheel
more
me up,
time.
wheel me up.
Yeah, yeah.
Somebody.
We can get her a hover round.
There we go.
Yes.
But I think one thing too is I have a hard time not calling Chloe Bird because John Ledgerwood would always say we got to do Chloe Bird from Peter Pan when you were
Oh,
when
that's
you
cute.
got shot down, whatever. But so I always think of myself. I go Chloe, and then I have to stop because it's just one of those things. Because he would always say, "Well, it's time for Chloe Bird. We got to get Chloe Bird."
Aw.
So to me is.
That's cute.
Oh, you're one of
So-
us, Brad, because I have all these nicknames for the kids that are just weird little things from shows like that, and
Well, I will say, if you want to help build sets or whatever, it's a great experience. They welcome me in just like I knew what I was doing and I didn't. And
you did good.
I learned a lot and great place. And so I say, even if you're not used to being involved in anything like that, get involved. You can paint something,
Right.
you can donate money, you can do
Yeah.
whatever. But so
Everybody has a role.
great group out
Right,
there.
right,
But,
that's
yeah.
they do.
For sure. Well, Kayla, thank you again, West Washington School Corporation for coming in, and I'm very proud of a lot going on over there, and great things going on over there too.
Yes, wonderful things.
Thank
Not just in the theater department. We're just all around great out at West Washington.
Look at
So
you. There you go. All right, and Brad, great things going on Walmart.
Yep.
3 o'clock today. We got
Yep,
it.
3
Yeah.
o'clock today, 12 o'clock for the early folks. But yeah, so, and also, I do want to remind everyone, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, our store is closing at 6 p.m. No, I'm sorry. They're going to yell at me for that. 8 p.m., just so folks can, but we will have pickup for groceries till 9 p.m. even after the store closes. So if someone does their online grocery, they can still come and pick it up if they can't get there till 9 p.m.
Oh.
And the last delivery will be 8:30 p.m. on that night. So even though the store is closing at 8, absolutely. Got some there's going to be some surprises in the store. I know it's not the big main event, but come see us on Friday.
Excited.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Bradley Gilbert. Thank you, Walmart. And let's thank our other sponsors.
All
too.
right, we've got Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, Americans for Prosperity, Fox Lee Wealth Management, Fantastic Sam's, Leader One Financial, an equal housing lender, and Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn.
And best day ever, okay?
Ever.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on the problems in your life that actually matter, like the stair that only creaks when everyone else in the house is asleep. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Give Seth at Marshall's a call today at 812-967-3742, and we'll be glad to take care of you.
At Meadowview Health and Rehabilitation, we offer hope in the form of our Moving Forward short-term rehabilitation to home program. With a full range of therapy programs, the goal of Moving Forward Rehabilitation is to help people return home safely with the skills they need to live life on their own terms. Call us and ask us about your Medicare replacement policy or managed insurance policy and what your benefits are. We are here to help. For more information about Meadowview, visit ascseniorcare.com or call 812-883-4681.
Hi folks, Robert Quigley here, America's Independent, Washington, D.C., we're on the road to the White House. Climate repair and detail. Choices are fix the climate or the climate will fix us. Rate of extreme events increasing. Destructive impacts of these events increasing. Humans can't survive in 120-degree temperatures for long. Latin America had 100-degree temperatures during their winter. We have ice core, geological tree ring, DNA records, plus sensors scattered around the planet. Wilderness destruction and species destruction is everywhere, all caused by humans. Fossil fuels are the culprit, but we need them for a couple of decades longer. Team America will build direct air capture plants, rewild, reforest, and reintroduce family farms. Increase solar, electric will all be increased. Go to robertquigleyforpresident.com, find the donor box button, donate what you can. Team America needs your spare change. Join Team America, spread the word, and together we will make it work for all of us.
Paid for and approved by Robert Quigley for President.
Hello folks, Craig Martin at Billy Martin Store in downtown Martinsburg. Say you're in the market for new appliances, furniture, or floor covering for your home or business, then Billy Martin Store is the place to go. We've got a huge display of many nice, top quality name brand merchandise in stock to select from at everyday low prices. So whether you're building or just replacing, Billy Martin Store has terrific personnel to help you all in selecting the right product, and also professional flooring installers to take care of your floor covering needs. Billy Martin Store tries each day to continue to buy USA made products made right here in southern Indiana. As we are celebrating our 164th anniversary as the oldest family-owned business in Indiana, father to son and now daughter, Tanya, we appreciate all of the business over the many years. So why not drive on out to the country and save a lot at Billy Martin Store? Billy Martin Store is located in the heart of downtown Martinsburg, or feel free to call us, Janice, Tanya, or myself, 812-967-3997, and we'll be glad to help you. Howdy folks, Craig Martin at Billy Martin Store in Martinsburg. I'd like